welcome to the March edition of Recapping the Arts. I am Scott Aaron Martell, and joining me, as always, Judy H. Paxman. Judy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I wish my middle initial was H, but it's not. But thank you for...
That's what the kids on the street tell me it is.
Well, you know, kids on the street are highly uneducated.
It's spreading, that Judy H. Paxman.
Yeah.
Let's get right away to the last episode. Some controversy. February.
Yeah.
I'm just going to... We had a mix of... It went from highly liking it to absolutely hating it, and some people may not watch again. But
definitely some mixed reviews on that.
I like the... it's been a while since I've given out the... and this is a legit... my P.O. Box is 7171 Swanton, Vermont, 05488. I did get something from... We encourage compliments, of course. We'll take that all day long, but you're almost guaranteed to make the program if there's a little bit of negativity or controversy.
Great.
This is from E.C. Keller from Beverly, Massachusetts. I found the March edition of Recapping the Arts, the My Bloody Valentine episode, incredibly hard to watch. I found the young woman to be obnoxious, strange, and offensive.
She's not talking about me.
And I was just going to...
You're talking about me.
I wanted to, in fairness to our show and to you, you've been consistent the whole time. You are like that every episode. You have not changed.
No,
so there was nothing different about... I don't know what the uproar was all about.
I don't know what it could be. But I am happy that someone called me a young woman, so yay.
And in unrelated news...
Yeah, hot dog sales plummeted.
In unrelated news, it's not constant, but every once in a while there's rumors about a Martell Foster wedding.
Oh, yeah? No.
That, because of a public performance that she did last month.
Sorry for you.
It's... the wedding plans are off for right now. Are you okay? Are you going to be? We've got a long way to go.
It's going to be a long day. Oh, long meeting. So let's talk about the meeting.
Are you going to argue with me that we had a meeting on Monday, March 2nd?
Oh my gosh, no.
And thank good Lord, thank you.
Because we had the meeting in February, that was a public meeting with.
Which wasn't an Arts Council meeting.
But it was part of our strategic planning meeting. So in place of a regularly scheduled meeting, we participated in the Swanton Enhancement Projects meeting. So we really had 2 months worth of information in the March meeting.
It was long and frustrating.
Entertaining, highly contested. Yeah. People had opinions, which is great. I love it when people have opinions, even if they're different than mine. I do love an opinion.
20 people.
Yeah.
Do we need a bigger venue?
No, I don't think so. Maybe more tables and chairs. And we had 3 of our board members were absent that night for legitimate reasons.
There was some new faces.
And there were some new faces. Lori Decatur was there. She says, I'm not an artist, but I know she's very artistic. I've seen some of the beautiful things that she's made. And she's...
That's a common theme, isn't it? Artists saying, I'm not an artist.
But she's creative. And you know what? That's all that... she's a sweetheart, so that's more important. And...
did you write names down?
Yes, I did. I have them right here, as if I could read. Bev Montiel was there, Beverly Montiel.
She sat next to me, and about every 5 minutes, she was like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, join the group. Yeah. I don't know either.
She's an amazing watercolor artist.
When Mike Barkium says that she's better than him, I want to see some of this stuff.
Yeah, we had another newcomer on Monday. That was Tom Benton, who hadn't been able to be at our meeting in quite a while.
I've heard rumors about this character.
Yes.
He looked familiar.
He did look familiar,
yes.
But not to Janet, who had never seen him before. So I found that highly amusing.
The secretary.
He is a secretary, and a great secretary. He has done more than he ever agreed to do.
Did you have to bribe him to get the way was he forced into the Arts Council?
No. When he joined the Arts Council, he was voted in, unanimously, and the following year we needed a secretary because our secretary left. And we have to, by law, we're a federal nonprofit, a 501c3, and we have to have a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And nobody wanted to be the secretary. And he said, well, I'll do it. He says, I don't know what I can do, but I'll be, if I don't,
And
can't
then
always
he
attend the
agreed
meetings.
to do it and then just disappeared.
No, well, he wasn't,
for 2 years.
he wasn't able, no, he did come to some of our meetings. He just
Never
wasn't.
seen him.
Well,
That was the first meeting that Tom and
that
I
was the
have
first
been
meeting that
together.
both of you had been to together.
Yes.
But he
He
did
left
attend lots of
the
meetings. He does-
Messenger in St. Albans recently
Yes.
and started this,
Bent Media.
Bent Media.
Yeah, very
and
exciting.
it says, tell your story.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's a storyteller, so what? He's.
They've got a bent.media is their webpage. Go and check that out.
I have already. It's amazing.
What do they do?
Media.
They
They're
that's very vague.
It is, but I don't know this stuff.
Okay,
I'm not,
that's why I
I'm
asked you.
Only so
To put you on the
Yeah,
spot.
that's okay. Thank
Anyway, there was other people. There was one, Michelle.
Michelle Nordberg. She'd been at a couple of our meetings.
Never
before.
seen her.
Nope.
I just met her at the SEP meeting for the first
She
time.
had been at others of our meetings,
Never
and
seen her.
she's great. And she is working on an art project from the Swanton Enhancement Project Visions meeting. So all the feedback we got on those little puzzle pieces.
Yes.
She's going to be making some sort of artistic project that can be displayed for the future, so that people can look back and say, oh, in 2020, this is what was important to us. So that's cool. More to follow on that one.
At this meeting on Monday, there's a group that I used to attend that wishes to remain anonymous, but they would call what happened on Monday crosstalk. And
What does crosstalk mean? I mean, like,
it's when someone is trying to direct or steer the ship, and then other people are like jumping off or causing, setting fires to one end of the ship, and it doesn't allow for a flow. We've got a serious crosstalk problem.
Yes, we do, but
which extends meetings that maybe should be about an hour and a half to like 3 hours.
But this is a conversation. This really right here is a conversation that's not something that. Let's tell the people what we're about.
Go for what's the nuts and bolts.
The nuts and
of
bolts.
this?
The nuts and bolts is we're all nuts, and I think there are going to be some people throwing bolts at that last meeting. But we are all nuts and bolts. We did add something though. We always have the somebody stick, and Christian Jackson was the one holding the somebody stick in case somebody said, "Hey, I think somebody should," the somebody stick would wave.
I don't know if she used it.
She did a couple times. Yeah, a couple times she did.
And we added.
We added the should shaker, because should is a dirty word. Should is a hurtful word. Should is a word that just brings you down. Because if either we want to do something or we have to do something. But when you say should, it just makes you feel like you're bad. So we haven't illegalized the word should.
You should.
Let me tell you what to do with that shaker. That's in the second option. Okay, anyway, so Anita Michelle Para monitored that. We got the treasury report. That was exciting. Marie was on vacation, which is more exciting for her than being at the meeting, but I don't blame her. But we went for several things. But then we had a few requests for funds. Let's see what we did. We talked for requests for funds. We looked possibly paying for a bookkeeper to keep all our funds in order. That's going to be discussed at the next meeting. We'll be working on the Swanton Summer Sound Stage this year with the Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce wrote a grant and received it from Rise Vermont Amplify Grants.
Thank you, Chamber. Thank you, Rise.
Yeah, and that'll be
2
covering.
years in a row.
Yep. It's covering partial costs for a total of 5 summer soundstage performances. The Arts Council's kicking in a little bit extra, and the Chamber's kicking in a little bit extra. So we'll be making that happen. Watch for more information. Scott will be the one who is coordinating that entire effort. We'll be talking more about that because that'll be coming up
nothing
soon.
in concrete yet.
We also the Arts Council received a grant from Rise Vermont for some spectacular games. So this year's Swanton Arts Spectacular is going to have cornhole and washer toss games made by the amazing Scott Ram.
Scotty Ram.
They did not approve labor costs, which made me sad.
This is an outrage.
Well, it is actually, because if we'd just said, let's just order cheap crap from Amazon, sorry Amazon, but some of your stuff is cheap crap, then we probably won't get sponsored by them. Fortunately, we have the Traveled Cup. Anyway, they probably would have applied. They probably would have paid for that. But Scott's giving us an amazing deal and basically working for next to nothing, almost free, and they didn't approve that. So we're kicking the money in because, real artists shouldn't starve. We also had a request from Abby Gaudet, who is the co-director of the Children's Library at the Swanton Public Library, to
more
set
famously known for, she's Kinley's mom.
Oh yeah, Kinley's mom. Yeah, star
Kinley's
of,
kind of a rock
of
star around town.
Swanee movies and Year of the Salmon. She's just an amazing little actress. She's adorable, really. When I say a child's adorable, you know it.
You know that there's something special.
Yep. So we're going to put up an art nook area in the children's area of the library.
2 art nooks now,
So
adult
2 art nooks,
and
yeah.
children
Well, maybe
version.
we'll probably rename it something like that, so it's not known as the art nook, but something along that line. It'll be more nookish. I don't
Kids
know.
Corner.
Kids Corner. Yeah. Maybe not.
That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah. Okay. We'll dig a little deeper.
Why the hell?
David Winchester volunteered to make that project happen.
His stuff is currently still at the library.
Art Nook. Yeah. We talked a little bit more about grant funding priorities, and that's when the conversation really got interesting, where Janet Suave had made the comment, who loves to write grants, but she made a comment.
No relation to Rico Suave.
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
Well, I don't know who
Anyway,
Rico
go
Suave
ahead.
Hey, now I lost my train of thought. So
Janet mentioned something that lit the whole room on fire.
Oh my gosh, it was like
I have no idea what you're going to say.
I don't even know how
next.
it happened. It was just like.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Tell me what she said.
She said that she was working on grants so much that she wasn't having time for art, and somehow that was taken to be that maybe she shouldn't be allowed to write grants. And I'm like, whoa, where's that should shaker?
Or that she
It also works like for shouldn't. We can't use it for shouldn't either. So if somebody wants to do something, you should be doing it. You can be.
Or I
doing
got
it.
the idea that other people thought that maybe she was being held at gunpoint and that someone should put the gun down so Janet could get back to her.
Right. I think that's probably what they were thinking. But Janet wants to do.
Maybe that's her new. I was calling you Judy Grant for a while.
I gave up grants for Lent.
You
so
are on the path to sainthood.
I'm sorry. When we have a commercial break, why am I on the path for sainthood?
Well,
don't saints have to be dead?
You're on the path. Well, yes, technically, but you can still When I heard that you were giving that up for Lent, I thought, oh my, what a sacrifice! What a model citizen.
Talking about model citizens.
Great segue.
Great segue. We had model citizens on February 22nd, I think it was, and they had the chili contest, maybe it was the 24th, whatever the Monday was, for the joint informational meeting of the village and town.
Yes.
There were 4 contestants in the chili contest. I didn't win because maybe because mine wasn't a chili.
That could have something to do with it.
It was an amazing carrot ginger soup. And then we stayed for the meeting, and there were a few of us who sketched the meeting.
When you say a few, how many?
3, maybe 3. It was a long meeting.
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
They suck you in there with that free chili, and then they lock the door, so you're forced to.
Yeah, with a bunch of people who'd eaten too much chili, so it was.
Dangerous.
It was a dangerous combination, but it was okay. But I don't know that we don't have another model citizens plan
scheduled.
So if I'd had enough time, it would have been this past Wednesday. I would have done model citizens because Heather Buchkowski.
She is
the new
queen, the new queen of Swanton.
No, but she wasn't
that's
proud.
not the title.
But she did win a one-year slot on the select
Congratulations,
board. Congratulations
Heather.
to Heather. We're also proud of you, and we know we all support you. So
this will stir up these. I've never met them, and I'm a kind of a easygoing guy, but I've never met these people. But these people that are out there that think that the Arts Council is taking over the world.
No,
this should stir up some. We've got one on the select board now.
Well,
watch out.
Yes, here we come. No,
be careful.
I don't we do so many things, and we just want to play, and we have a lot of enthusiasm, and we want to be helpful, but unfortunately, there are people out there who seem to think that our being helpful is trying to take over. But we're not trying to take over. But when you say, hey, would you like to do something, we go and do it.
Right.
And we don't, and so it's very hard, and we have sort of built up a culture of not allowing micromanagement.
Actions speak louder than words.
Oh yeah, which is why we carry a stick at our meetings and
Right.
sometimes have a whip.
And bells.
Yes, and bells. And probably whistles will be next, right?
That would that would add an extra element of obnoxiousness
Yes.
to
It could work.
the meeting.
So we talked about the community engagement project, the Bliss Art Show, Emotion Speaks Bliss Art Show is coming up. You're going to be performing live during that show on May 1st. Right now, you can get your 8 inch by 8 inch canvas at the library. Chris Daigneault is the project lead for this. It's going to be an amazing show. Sir Richard of Moores is going to read an original poem.
It sounds like there's a lot of interest in this.
Yeah, I saw Chloe Viner the other day,
I
and
know.
she was interested in it. And also
hope she
Lori
does it.
Mandigo, who just taught a class last night on dot mandalas.
Did you attend that?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was great. I learned that it's harder than it looks, and it's a repeating pattern. And I put the dots where I was supposed to for about 2 minutes, and I was like, where's these dots going to go? I think they're going to go this way.
Did you bring your finished product?
No, they're in the car, but only because
How many were you able to?
I did like 2.5 because I was looking around and taking pictures of everybody. So
Now this is the first Thursday
workshop.
That's every month at the library.
Yeah,
There's
and
a different
yes,
workshop
April,
going on.
The first Thursday in April, which I think is the second, but don't quote me. If it's a Thursday and it's the first one in April, that's the day we're doing needle felting.
Who's leading that? You.
Carolyn
I put you on the spot.
Carolyn something. We just set it up. I
Okay.
already have 5 people signed up.
Nice.
So we set it up Thursday morning. I have 5 people set up.
Nice.
Yay.
Is this Carolyn someone? Is she a Swantonian?
No, I think she's from Highgate, or I don't know, but she's one.
She's-
But who cares? I mean, we're doing.
I
art
was
here.
just curious.
Oh,
I
no, no,
wasn't.
no. Oh, sorry.
Highgate's fine. I
Yeah,
like
okay.
those fine folks
Did
of
I mention?
Highgate.
Yeah, Bliss Art Show. That's going to be on May 1st.
Okay.
Okay. We also talked about a public art wall fundraiser. So very possibly in the future, you will be able to purchase images of the art walls that are around town. We've got a little group looking into that. So that'll be fun.
My cousin Ryan just came back from a month in Costa Rica, and he gave a request for one of these boards. But apparently in Costa Rica, he saw something that he found very impactful. In all seriousness, it was like a box looking like a TV screen, and it just, I don't know if it was red letters, but it said "Turn it off."
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Can we do one?" And
No, we can't put words
Can't
on
put
them.
words.
You can't put words. You can put words.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. We could put, it's going to be primarily artwork. There might be able to be a small words there, but if in a 8-foot by 8-foot art wall or a 12-foot by 8-foot art wall, if the words were, this big, maybe, but it really, maybe we could come up with some way to send that message without words would be a better thing.
That's
I
a
would-
challenge
that's
to
what I
the artist.
Yeah, yeah.
You know who would be up for the challenge normally would be Van or Von
Oh,
Joe.
Van Joe.
But the gaming
I saw him.
bug is-
He walked into the library like the next day and said, "I know you used to go to the Arts Council meetings." He's like, "I missed one. I've only ever missed one."
Did you bring up the gaming
No, I don't think-
epidemic?
No. Another thing coming up is that the Arts Council is funding or helping to fund is an art wall painting workshop for teens. It's going to be happening this summer. So watch for more information on the Swanton Public Library webpage, and that'll be for kids in grades 8 through 12 to plan.
They need
plan a
something
painting.
productive to do
They
and
could-
fun.
Well, and fun. There's not a lot of fun stuff to do in Swanton. We're trying to change that. Especially with the summer reading program at the Swanton Library this year. It's going to have a Ren Fair sort of theme, and I want to get a trebuchet.
You what
I
now?
want to get a trebuchet. A big
Can you
catapult.
speak English when we're doing this? Because
it's maybe
that's
a
the
French
only
term.
language I...
Okay, so it's like a catapult, only it throws stuff farther.
Is this a summer long, or is it going to be like a week?
It's a summer-long reading challenge, and
But the Ren Fair part is that.
well, there'll be different. The whole thing is Ren Fair themed, so I'm hoping that there'll be multiple events throughout the summer. And this year, the summer reading program will extend to adults.
Is that Abby that's leading that
for the children?
Yes.
But it's also going to extend to adults this year.
And who's doing that? Judy H. Paxman.
Yeah, her. Spring craft shows coming up on April 4th, run by the amazing Janet Suave, and that's going to be at 2 locations, at the Holy Trinity Episcopal Church and the Memorial United Methodist Church.
That's big news,
That is
because
big news.
The last time we spoke, we were at one location, but there's enough vendors signed up.
And there's a few spaces left over already. And then big news coming up just before that, the Spring Youth Art Show. That's going to have the opening reception on Friday, March 20th. Catering by Nicole Draper, and that is going to be a week-long event. So that'll be amazing. There's going to be times to see it on that whole week.
Nice.
Times, so open to the public, and that's wonderful. On Saturday, March 28th, from 10 to 3, that'll be the final show date, and also the announcement of the Emerging Artist Award. So you can see all of our emerging artists at that. The deadline for the Emerging Artist Award, which is a scholarship for seniors who are artists. They don't have to be going into art school. They just have to have art be part of their life and be good at it, basically. The deadline for that and for the Youth Art Show is March 16th. So anybody out there, the Youth Art Shows from grades kindergarten and up. And
the response has been, Nicole was saying so far, is it
it's
mediocre?
Good.
She would like more.
She would like more because there's, the art that we always see is amazing, but she'd like more because there's so many kids out there who are so talented, and sometimes their best work doesn't get into the show simply because of either lack of communication or just timing. So we really want to get the word out and say, oh my gosh, there's so many talented kids out there. Let's see your best stuff. And think about it. Save it. If you do something awesome, remember, we're going to do this again and again. So save it for next year. Or, anytime you make something great, be prepared to put it in the Youth Art Show. This is for you. So very exciting. Christian Jackson is going to be working on an archival project, taking all of those amazing pictures and newspaper articles that we had amassed.
That's a heavy chore to take on, because there's a lot of stuff that have happened in
5 years,
almost 5 years.
Which is evident from the display we had at the SEP Vision
Correct.
Stand, which kind of looked like a whole...
You couldn't really capture it in one photo.
No, you couldn't. It was sort of insane.
And I want to mention quick before we run out of time that Christian's birthday fell on the same day as our meeting. Mine was the
next
day after, and Christian and her fiance, partner in rhyme, in crime, and whatever, were very generous with...
cookies and stuff.
I personally got a set of gel pens.
Oh, very nice.
And Tony, have you seen this?
I haven't seen that. That's very cool.
Thank you guys very much.
We do.
Bonna made cookies.
Yes, she did. Her award-winning cookies. She won the cookie cook-off.
I got cookies the day after from Kim.
Yeah, nice.
And Grace.
We have a couple. I know we only have a few more minutes left. Big happenings coming up. If you're a working artist or if you're a dabbling artist, there's some art show possibilities besides the Bliss Art Show, which is only $10, and you get the canvas. For $15, you can put your artwork at the refuge for the World Migratory Bird Day. Deadline for that is the week of May 9th, but you need to register. Go right to the Missisquoi National.
I've been there since all that year of the salmon stuff.
Well, it's time to get back.
It's Ken, right? How's Ken doing?
Ken's doing great. Yeah, but Carol Yarnell is the one who organizes this, so that's totally great. The writers group is writing away, and there are still a few dolls. If you want to help with the doll morgue project, we'll talk about that before.
So that's going to be, is it What's the
Controversial?
date on that? Well, it could be the follow-up to, the writers group is on next Thursday.
The writers group is next Thursday, yeah.
What's the date on that?
That's the 12th.
March 12th. Poetry versus prose.
Yeah. So
the saga continues.
Yeah, and also we have coming up, let's see, sorry, here, we've got the thing.
Our journaling,
Yes.
by the time this airs, we're going to miss both of them.
First Saturday and second Tuesday, but the Sappy Art Show, if you check out the Village Frame Shop, they've got a show available.
Main Street, St. Albans.
Main Street, St. Albans. It's no cost to enter. It is a juried show, but you need to register by April 12th. And the Penny Cluse one-word art show that many of us participate in Burlington.
That was a fun time last year.
It was a fun time, yeah, last year.
Do you remember? I'll always be scarred by the jazz performance we saw at the bottom of Church Street.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to go into that a little bit?
Oh, dear God. Well, I also want to say reach out to SACA about their stash swap if anybody's interested in helping them set up a date for that. It's going to be coming up soon. There'll be a stash swap down at City Hall.
Explanation, please. To explain to the folks what a stash swap is.
Artists have a lot of materials. Sometimes you collect materials for, maybe you're into gel pens and coloring, or you're into using a certain type of ink or a certain type of paint, or you're crocheting, or you're thising or thating. And after a while, maybe you amass too much stuff.
It happens very easily.
It happens very easily.
Someone I know has like 7,000 bottle caps.
I don't know who that could be, because I have like 100,000.
Oh.
So I don't know who he's talking about. Anyway,
that's a lot of bottle caps.
Yes, it is. That's why my back hurts. So this is just an opportunity to sell your stuff, and so they're working on that. Reach out to Donna Howard at the Eloquent page.
Empty Bowls is coming up.
Empty Bowls is coming up.
Empty
Bowls. We never even mentioned. Did we mention that at the meeting?
No. Annual fundraiser for Martha's Kitchen is March 14th.
March 14th.
At the 14th Star, the room, they call it, that separate part.
Yep.
It's from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. $20 in advance. Get your tickets.
I can't be there that day
now.
anyway.
You can't. You're working. But it's going to be $25 at the door if you don't get the tickets online or stop by Martha's Kitchen.
Event.
Yes, it does a lot of...
I saw that 14th Star in the Room occasionally do movie showings.
Yes.
I wonder if they'd be interested in doing a Swanee Marathon.
Why in the world would they want? Well, possibly.
Okay, because I have people who signed up who want to do it. I mean, we could run that ourselves, but I can't clone myself. I'm only so many people. I know I have 3 or 4 personalities going on here, but I only have so much time in my day. We must probably miss. Oh, Memorial Day float. Heather pinned us down and said.
The select woman?
The select woman. The woman who was selected.
The newly selected
woman. The newly selected woman said, we need to do a float this year. And I said, yes, we will. So our new group.
Oh, the Wild Boomers.
Not Wild Boomers has gone away.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. You got a cool new name.
We got a cool new name. We are still working out how it's going to grow out, but be rolled out. But a new band is forming called Social Repercussions. Percussions, because it's primarily percussion.
And you came up with that all by yourself?
I had some help.
Oh,
yes.
You want to give credit?
Yeah, Evan Mateer and I were bouncing back ideas, and but this just works out. It's a social group using recycled materials to make percussion instruments. It just sort of can't get any easier than that.
I'm going to be in Enosburg on March 18th for at 242 Texas Barbecue for a part of a series of fundraiser for the Enosburg Opera House.
We didn't mention when the next Tarot Tuesday is coming up, which is
March 31st to end the show.
Yeah, so there.
Make KJ happy.
Make KJ happy.
Get help, Bon Joe.
Okay.
We're praying for you.
Yeah.
We'll see you in April. Thank you.
Bye.